Basketball, a game of giants. When he had to, he knew all the tricks.
Nobody can pass that ball through the heart of the lane. 6. You're trying to put on a show here.
Hey, y'all already know what it is, man. It's game day. It's going down, man. Welcome back to Lakerland, boys and girls. Sunday afternoon. Y'all know how we rocking this afternoon. We got the Houston Rockets. We got a rematch. We looking for revenge, so it should be a special one. Episode 22, man. We in the building, man. You see, I got ZZ with me, man. I'm your host, moderator 7 Mitchell. Salute to you guys. ZZ, what's happening, gang?
Not much, man. Not much. We got a lot to discuss in 2 hours to do it, so let's get into it.
Oh yeah. Definitely one of them ones, man. Shout out to Laker Nation. Big up to the NBA community, man. Shout out to Players Choice, our family. As always, make sure you guys get in tune this upcoming Friday. Is it? I believe we got Black Friday. Head-to-head battles on deck. So we got history in the making. But yeah, it's going to be an action-packed show today here on Lakerland, man. We got to talk about a few things this afternoon. So make sure you guys smash that like button and pull up here today, man. We got to talk about Zach LaVine in the purple and gold. I know we kind of touched on this last week, but it has definitely been one of the trending topics when it comes to the Lakers. So ZZ and I are going to speak briefly on this. We also want to talk about our main topic of discussion today, LeBron versus Steph. We're going to talk about changing faces. We're talking about the faces of the league and transition and who is going to be the next face of the league. ZZ and I is going to break that down. Of course, we got to talk about the week 3 takeaways of the Lakers this past week, ups and downs. We're going to bust all of those downs. And of course, like I said, we got the preview of tonight's Lakers versus Houston Rockets game. I might got a special guest or two coming down the pipeline this afternoon. So, bro, it is definitely going to be another classic show on deck. So you already know.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to Lakers Nation, everybody in the live chat. Cole, I see you in the building, man. You already know what time it is. You got Najee the Trojan one in LeBron. We trust. I know in LeBron I trust. I don't know about ZZ too much, but
yeah, of course.
The King has been doing his thing. Najee say Meth Curry. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a special show. Shout out to everybody in the live chat, man. Oh my God. So let's get things started. I don't really want to waste too much time on this topic because we did discuss this, I believe, on Tuesday's ZZ. But the whole Zach LaVine coming to the Lakers conversation, like I don't want to debate how good of a player Zach LaVine is or none of that. When we talk about this Lakers team specifically, is Zach LaVine a good fit for this Lakers?
I mean, I think so. I don't really see it depends on who's moving, but I think that Zach LaVine is like the type of player where you can have him kind of create his own shot whenever. If he comes to LA, he'll probably be a shooting guard compared to LeBron in terms of bringing up the ball and coming off screens and things like that, which would be great because LeBron would have an option that he doesn't really have necessarily with like D'Angelo Russell fulfilling that spot. At sometimes Austin Reeves, but even though he's still been struggling shooting the ball from 3 at least. So you have a Zach LaVine there who can create his own shot off of that just as if not better than like Austin Reeves or D'Lo can. I think it'll be a pretty solid fit. It just depends on what pieces are going to be moved off for him to come in. Who do you think would be moved off for him to come in though? Like
when I look at the surface of the Lakers roster, right, they've already tried to make it clear that guys like Austin Reeves wouldn't be shopped in the deal for Zach LaVine. Right. And I kind of agree with that at first initially, because like you said, depending on who we would have to give up, I don't want to have to give up my depth just for Zach LaVine.
Right.
But watching how up and down guys have been playing this season, Austin Reeves included, because now he's even coming off of the bench. I mean, these are the last days in LeBron James. I think you do need to max out and go for what you know if you have an opportunity, regardless of hurting feelings, regardless of how well someone played last season. Really, it's all about now. So I'm willing to sacrifice maybe whoever for Zach LaVine, maybe 2 key pieces for Zach LaVine. But as far as depth, 3-4 people, draft picks and stuff like that, I'm willing to go down on the ship that we have at the end of the day. Like you said, it's all about who we would
Yeah.
have to give up. But I do think as far as what Zach brings to the table, shooting, um, just being a perimeter presence, age, young, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that you could grow with, someone that could help AD once LeBron moves off. I think he's a good, solid piece. DeMar DeRozan as well, either one of those guys. But I think there may be a little bit more upside with Zach LaVine. So I don't have a problem with him coming to LA. I just don't want to lose but so much to get him at the end
I
of the
feel
day.
you on that. I feel you on that.
So yeah, man, that's where I stand at with that. What do y'all think, Laker Nation, Laker Land? What are y'all thoughts on Zach LaVine? Do y'all want him in the purple and gold? Shout out to our
Lakers
guy Tank
definitely
Jones in the
should go
building.
for
Tank
that.
salute. Tank says Lakers do not need nor want Zach LaVine. I'm not really
Mhm.
mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. They better off for going for Laurie than Zach. Now, I like Laurie because you actually do got size in addition to a pretty decent shooter. I believe Laurie was he an all-star,
I think so. I think he was.
if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken. So,
Um.
that would be a good look. Dino said the Lakers definitely should go for Zach ZZ.
I mean, if they go for Zach, it's a situation where it has to be both sides, as in the Lakers and the Bulls, are in a situation where like they genuinely are like, nah, we gotta move some pieces. Like the Bulls are right now. I think Zach LaVine is frustrated with that organization. But when you gotta think about it, if you're Zach LaVine, somebody who spent his first years in the league in Minnesota, and the shithole that Minnesota was when it was Wiggins, him, and Cat. They had potential for sure, but you saw like Zach LaVine, a player of his caliber who was winning dunk contests and slowly becoming a fan favorite. You started hearing a lot of people say, okay, well, if only he was in a better situation, if only he was in a better spot. Then they trade him to Chicago, and it sucks. The basketball gods just don't like us because he had a solid shot at least being a good playoff contending team when Zoe was there with him and DeMar DeRozan. But Zoe and Zoe, I mean, they were playing as a big three. I liked them. I was like, this works with the pieces that they have around them, with everybody playing up to their potential. It was looking great for the Bulls in the East. And then Zoe went down. And now I'm sitting here saying you're stuck with LaVine, DeRozan, and Vucevic, and you're not going anywhere. They don't even know if they want to tank or compete for a playing spot. That's a problem. So Zach LaVine is sitting there saying, okay, here's more years of my career being wasted away. I'm 28. So like LA might be the best shot at it. LA went to the Western Conference Finals with LeBron and AD as their, two big duo. Let me add into that mix. You know what he can bring to the table. It can only help the Lakers, at least from an offensive standpoint, and maybe some like high flying alley oops to LeBron, from LeBron to Zach LaVine or whatever. But like
That
it
would
would
be
be cool.
showtime though, bro.
It
That'll
would
be
be
showtime
showtime.
all over. That's a fact.
It would be, yeah. So it's crazy, but damn, I feel
I'll
bad for
say
him,
this. I'll say this. The Lakers should not be focusing, as far as the players go, as far as the locker room, they should not be focused on possibly getting Zach LaVine. And I know that these guys don't operate like that because they are professionals. But Zach LaVine is ideal for a couple of other teams, including like the Miami Heat. So the Lakers are not like a solid or a solidified destination. If Chicago wanted to shop LaVine off, he may go somewhere else. So the Lakers need to be really focused on what they do have, especially if you're going to have to put some type of trade package together anyway. You might as well try to display, the best of what you have available. So, at the end of the day, I don't mind the whole Zach thing. I'm not crossing my fingers or betting the rent money on it. And I don't want to lose any depth behind it. So that's where I stand with that, bro.
Yeah,
Y'all
I
let me
feel
know.
you on that. I feel you on
Yep.
that. I think it, like I said, I think it could be something. Somebody said in the chat, it was Bobby Jackson. Bobby Cracker. My bad. Crocker. Fudge. He said, doesn't Zach have injury issues? Bro, you, you say that like LeBron and Anthony Davis are not going to be the other 2/3 of this trio. Like, what are we doing right now? Anthony Davis, street clothes AD. Like, they don't care. If they're trusting Anthony Davis and his injury problems, they're going to trust Zach LaVine. They're going to be fine with that because they know what he can bring to the table. If given a situation that's better than what he's in Chicago, his big three in Chicago is not as good as a big three of LeBron, AD, and him could be. Same thing with like DeMar DeRozan, kind of.
But Bobby may have a point because you just like you mentioned, you're talking about Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Those guys are not the picture of health themselves. So even though you're not bringing Zach LaVine over in uniform for him to be the number one or the number two scorer, if one of those guys are out, you definitely need him to step it up because you lost some guys to get him. And if he's injured and you worried about unavailability from AD, we clearly already see LeBron averaging over 35 plus minutes. Like, you definitely will want to have Zach LaVine healthy if he's going to come over, not because he's supposed to be the scorer or the main guy. It's just that the main guys that you do have, they really just as unavailable prone as the next man. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James might not even play tonight. Let's get into tonight's game. This is a preview of the Lakers versus the Rockets. Laker land, man. This is 7 Mitchell, ZZ. We in the building, episode 22, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We got open court this afternoon, so you guys know I will be dropping the link soon so you guys can come up and chop it up with the fellas. But I do want to give a preview of tonight's game with the Lakers and the Rockets. Now, again, this is a rematch. The Lakers right now are above 500 on the year. They took a big loss to the Houston Rockets first go around. This was probably the nastiest performance by the Lakers this season, was that first game versus the Houston Rockets. The effort was crazy. Jalen Green went off. It was just a bad, poor performance by the Lakers. What do you expect to see tonight, ZZ? And who wins tonight?
I'm just going back to their previous matchup just so I can have every single ounce of context available to make this prediction tonight. Last time they go ahead.
Oh no, I thought you was going to do some research because I was just going to basically say.
No, I pulled it up. Go ahead.
Okay, got you. But
go ahead, you good.
No, basically I was just saying, Jalen Hood-Schifino, when we talk about the injury report, LeBron James, he's day-to-day, I believe. The usual suspects are game time decisions. Jalen Hood-Schifino got moved up. He is actually probable, I think, tonight. But some people are questioning, should they even put him in or only put him in if it's a blowout tonight? And I disagree with that. I think Jalen is one of those guys that you would need in a trade package for Zach LaVine or something like that later on down the pipeline. So you need to get him out on the court so everybody can see how good of a player he is. You really can't waste no time with those guys.
I feel you on that. I think, and that's the problem that I have with like Steve Kerr sometimes, in the same way of how he adds young guys into the rotation. Now, this might be a situation where you can say, because Darvin Ham, this is what, his second year as the head coach. So, we got a few more years to kind of feel out how he as a player development coach can work out, with the young guys. But Steve Kerr, on the other hand, is different. He usually puts in a young guy that he's really high on, but the fans aren't really high on. And then you have to kind of sit and wait until he kind of has that realization of, oh, this other guy's really good. It's kind of like the Kuminga problem that we have or have had in the last couple of years. I understand, don't get me wrong, Kuminga's the youngest on the team, if I'm not mistaken. But at the same time, or was the youngest on the team, like during the championship run at least. So at the same time, it's like you see the potential in a young guy when he's on the court, especially when he's surrounded by the best of the best that the team has to offer, right? So in Jonathan Kuminga's case, you put him out there alone with the bench unit, he can cook. Other bench units, for sure. You put him out there with Steph and Dre and Clay and the whole gang, and you let him kind of be that lob threat or that perimeter defensive presence, he's going to look amazing. But Steve Kerr, on the other hand, just chooses, I'm not going to play him. I'm going to throw him in for 12 minutes tonight, whatever. I don't know how Darvingham is with your guy because, once again, I barely have seen this dude play. I've only seen mostly the Max Christie argument. Does he deserve more PT? So I don't really know. But do you think that he deserves a shot to be on the floor with the LeBrons and the ADs of the team? Like, you know,
Max,
no, not
we
Max
talking about
Christie. What's his name? The first dude you were talking about,
Jalen
Jalen.
Hood-Schifino?
Yeah. I've never seen him play so far.
I don't think he's played since the preseason. I don't think he's played at all in this regular season. And like I said before, I need to see everybody in the purple and gold uniform on the basketball court because I'm not sold that this is the team that we're going to end up with. It's clear that the Lakers do need some changes, some adjustments to be made. And you're not going to be able to trade some guys if people don't know how good they are. Teams are going to wind up asking for your biggest guys, your main guys, because they don't know who your role players really are, how good they are, how well they'll help their team.
True.
So Jalen Hood-Schifino, I had a lot of I think there's some potential in him, and I would like to see him remain with the Lakers, but he's not like a guy that I feel like is untouchable. And if he plays well early, if he comes back, if the Lakers put him in rotation, and if he's showing some type of promise, throw his ass in there for a package deal for like a Zach LaVine or something like that. Maybe that will kind of help what you have to give up. Maybe you can keep a Rui or keep a Austin Reeves if you putting Jalen in that package. So I'm for him getting out on a basketball court, not so much for the Lakers to win games, but for him to help in the long run with a possible trade deal.
I feel you on that.
Yep. So, but tonight, bro, like, what do you think the keys to victory are going to be when we talk about this second game with LeBron and the Lakers versus the Rockets? I think that one of the keys to victory, and it's always been a problem this season, is just effort. And the way the Lakers start off in this game in the first half, I think they need to get off to a very quick start. They can't let this game be close in the second half.
That's true. That's something I was gonna say. I think the last time I watched the Lakers play, I heard the commentator say the Lakers have like one of the worst they're one of the worst first quarter teams like in NBA history type stuff. Like when they went back and looked at the stats, and I was just like, bro, are they this bad? I remember thinking like, there's no way they're this bad. But as I'm watching, like you said, the effort from the start is the biggest issue. Like you see the other team coming out pretty much firing on all cylinders, like energy's there, knocking down shots, defensive effort, all that. And then you look at the Lakers and it's like they look like they are almost shook and trying to respond to what just happened. Like the Kings game, for example, De'Aaron Fox was hitting threes. Kevin Huerter was
cooked us both games, and they really cooked us the second game. Like they was just embarrassing. Like I didn't realize that Anthony Davis in his career is like 0-8, 0-9 versus Sabonis, bro. That's wild.
Yeah, and then it makes you think, puts it into your head, and you're like, okay, how impactful has Anthony Davis been to teams that are like the Kings that are contending in the Western Conference? And you have a situation where a Sabonis who looked scared shitless when Draymond Green was guarding him in the playoffs, but he's going up against Anthony Davis and he's lowering his shoulder and he's getting off hook shots and he's fighting for rewards and getting second chance points and all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, yo, Anthony Davis is the one that looks shook right now. Like he don't know how. He had 9 points. What the hell is that? Meanwhile, LeBron, the 50-year-old, is trying to compete with the 29-year-old De'Aaron Fox shot for shot, and he damn sure did a good job of it. Goddamn, like that is just crazy to me. Anthony Davis just looked like he forgot how to play basketball when he goes up against Sabonis. It don't make no sense. Or Sabonis is the way his flow of the game or slow pace flow of the game makes Anthony Davis play down to his level damn near or 2 levels below him, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. But whatever.
With the Houston Rockets, how impressed are you with the way the Rockets have been playing this year? Are they like winners of the 4 out of the last 5? And they've beaten some important teams within that stretch. I know they beat the Lakers. They beat the Sacramento Kings within that stretch. They beat the Denver Nuggets within that stretch. Right now, Houston in the Western Conference overall is in 6th place. If the playoffs started today, The Houston Rockets, who was really the worst team, I believe, in the West last season, would be definitely in the playoffs, no play-in tournament. Ime Udoka has those guys playing hard.
And
What's
if,
your thoughts on this early rise of the Houston Rockets?
like you said, if the playoffs started today, the Houston Rockets would definitely be in, and they would be matched up with Luka Doncic and the Mavericks, and they would get swept. Luka is not going for none of that shit, respectfully. Anyway, uh, it's great. I love what the Rockets are doing. I love that they have been one of the first teams so far to establish some sort of identity as a team, where it's like you have Ime Udoka, you bring in a controversial, if you will, decision to bring in Dylan Brooks, but I think it was a great move because he put him in that environment with Jalen Green, what would have been KPJ. But you put him in that environment, Alperen Sengun, Paradise, that's what I like to call him. You put him in that environment with all this young talent, right? And Dylan Brooks' role is not to be the scorer. It is to probably be the best defender, perimeter defender, if that, on the team, and still be able to give him some sort of a green light because it's in Houston. Like, what is he? Doesn't have any pressure, the same pressure that the Grizzlies had before. But the
Did we lose Easy? I think we lost Easy for a minute, but I know he will
I'm
bounce
back.
back. But
I'm back.
he's back. But Lakerland, y'all let us know what y'all think about tonight's game. Can the Lakers get revenge on the Houston Rockets? This is a home game. Now, I think we kind of, I don't want to say curse the Lakers because the last time we played, last time we was on Tuesday night, we talked about how the Lakers were undefeated at home. They beat the Memphis Grizzlies that night, but then the next night at home in the back-to-back, they lost to the Kings. So they did lose one at home, but overall they've been playing well at home. Y'all let us know in the comment section who y'all got winning tonight's game between the Houston Rockets and the Los Angeles Lakers, bro.
You see Take's comment? You said if AD decides to show up to work, yes.
Hey,
That's the bottom line. If he
gonna need
decides
them.
to show up to work. That's crazy. But yeah, no, all I was gonna say was the Rockets have established an identity, which is great, for a packed Western Conference. And like you said, they were the worst team in the Western Conference last year, and they had no identity outside of being an AAU travel team. But so tonight would be, if they were able to do it again tonight, that'd be enough of a statement for me so far as to like, all right, they ain't just messing around out here. Them boys actually locked in on trying to win some basketball games this year. So we'll see.
Word.
Y'all got
All right,
Vando back
Laker, not yet. Not yet. Lakerland, smash that like button, man. We about to go in to our main topic of the afternoon, man. I'm going to again be opening the panels up for open court in a few minutes. We got a lot to break down this afternoon. Main topic of discussion, bro. I want to talk about LeBron James and Steph Curry. Let's get into changing faces, man. I wanted to kind of focus on, bro, the faces of the league. It seems to me like LeBron has clearly been the face of the league, but a lot of people feel like Steph is like right behind LeBron James when it comes to that. And when LeBron leaves, even though Steph is up there in age, he'll more than likely transition over to being the face of the league. What's your thoughts on that? Is LeBron to you the current face of the league? And do you see your man Steph carrying that torch?
Yeah, I still think Braun is slightly, like, I give him a slight edge, or not really a slight edge, a medium-sized edge over Steph in the whole face of the league thing. But like you said, Steph is for sure the second guy, like after LeBron, at least after LeBron retires, to take that mantle, of face of the league. It's been that way since 2015, almost 10 years. These two have pretty much been at the upper echelon of players in that tier of legendary players that just seem to age like, fine wine. And Kevin Durant's also in that mix as well. So, I think that KD would be pushed to second behind Steph when LeBron leaves. But yeah, it's actually crazy to see. I think I saw like a tweet the other day or something like that. It was on Instagram, maybe, where somebody was just talking about how LeBron and Steph have just change the game in terms of how we look at players that age. Because you can make a legitimate argument that 2022 Steph was better than 2016 Steph, because it's that situation where I wish Steph had a different jersey number, in 2016, so we could just do that like how we do for Kobe. But the mentality and the way that he approaches the game, figuring out, finding his spots, just reads the game. It's different than it was in 2016. Even though in 2016 they were having a hell of a fucking time winning 73 games, but that's besides the point. LeBron at age 39 is doing things that we've never seen before, ever. We couldn't have even imagined. I remember watching a 39-year-old Vince Carter go out there and give us a farewell tour of 5 points a game, if maybe. But LeBron's farewell tour, this man's going to be averaging over 24 a game. And we're going to be sitting there saying, dude, he's still like top 15 in scoring at the age of however long he wants to keep playing for. So
Beast mode.
Like, just insanity. So yeah, that's what I think. It's still LeBron, but Steph's right behind him, like in the race or whatever.
Yeah, I think Steph Curry is right behind LeBron as far as the face of the league go. Not necessarily for what happens on the basketball court. These guys don't make the league look bad. And shout out to a lot of players that don't make the league look bad. A lot of guys do what they supposed to do day in and day out. But, when so many cameras are on the elites, the high profile guys, we've seen so many guys fold to fame, so many bad backstories and things that go down behind the scenes. Like Steph Curry and LeBron James, for the most part, has been good for this league for over 15 plus seasons. Kind of mistake free when you think about it. And they gain respect from everybody, competitors, teammates, coaches, fans, analysts, like, and people. You talk about like jersey sales and what these guys have done when we talk about getting money and endorsements and stuff like that. Like, they have really transcended. Michael Jordan, of course, is the originator, but these two individuals specifically has just transcended so much off the basketball court. Like, you're talking about guys who could be active billionaires while playing. LeBron is already that. I'm pretty sure Steph Curry is, his bag is looking decent for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. But let me ask you this. Are you surprised that these two guys have had so much of an impact on each other's career?
In a way, yeah. Because I remember I think it was like the 2015 finals when I was watching it, and they were talking about how A, they were born in the same hospital, B, LeBron had like seen Steph and Davidson and went to go see Steph and Davidson, and just how their careers had already had like. And then I remember the clip where they were at All-Star Weekend 2013, maybe. Steph had crossed Mario Chalmers in the regular season game, and Bron and D Wade were like talking to Steph, and they were like, why you do my point guard like that? They start geeking, laughing and shit. And like, so you see that, and you think, oh, these guys actually like had some sort of friendship. Bron was like, maybe even you could say a mentor to Steph in a way. Not really, but in a way. And then they have finals clashes together. I mean, moments in the finals where they're going at it, they're heated at each other. And then you just see the mutual respect grow as both of these guys are just still at the best. Like, Steph's still the best point guard in the league. Bron's arguably the best small forward in the league beside, Jason Tatum. But Bron, you can still make an argument for LeBron being the best small forward in the league still, just from his IQ alone. So it's just crazy that they've had this weird story of like admiration and then hatred and then respect and then still dominating. So yeah.
The Poser said he wants Steph Curry on his team over LeBron. Poser, you got to let me know, why would you want Steph on your team before LeBron? One thing that's interesting to me about this whole situation is they right now both sitting at 4 championship rings, and Steph Curry, he's gotten all 4 rings within that LeBron prime window, but he has never, in my eyes, ever threatened LeBron's legacy, or I've never felt like Steph was superseded LeBron James in any time other than shooting the basketball. So that's
Mhm.
one of the things that's just so ironic to me, that you do have an individual who has won so much within a time span of another great winning and, doing the same thing, but you never really threaten his legacy. Like, I don't think people put Steph above LeBron. Maybe some of y'all fans did, but the conversation generally was always like LeBron and KD, or
I
maybe
think I
LeBron and Kawhi.
I think it was I think that Steph Curry, this is how I look at it. It was, you're right. It was at a time LeBron and KD. It was at a time LeBron and Kawhi. But then here comes Steph bulldozing through all of that. And like what we've gotten because of all of the great stuff that Steph has done and all of the narratives that he's proven wrong in his
Right.
career, that is why a lot of people have gained a lot of respect for Steph even after the whole KD Warrior dynasty super team annihilate the league thing. So when you look at it and you think about it, yeah, at a time it was LeBron and KD because it was, they thought about the 2012 finals matchup and how KD dropped average 30 on Bronze Dome, and still lost, but KD was still cooking. And even at his young age, everybody was like, yeah, this kid looks like he's been here before. Uh, and then you look factor in, of course, the finals matchup, 2017, 2018. But then you look at Steph Curry and how he's always been there. I think Steph is one of the most selfless players in the league in terms of when KD joined and he took a back seat and was like, all right, I'll let you get adjusted to this offense. At times, I'll let you take over this offense while I'm a distraction because I'm the best shooter ever. But yeah, Steph is just like, you got it, KD. I want you to be as comfortable as possible so we can win this thing. I'm still going to cook, but you can cook more if you want. Like, it is what it is. So I think that Steph, out of KD and Kawhi, has threatened Bron's legacy the most. KD had a shot, and then he joined Golden State. Then he left, and then Steph won again. And Kawhi had a shot until he joined LA, and then his career just – no, I'm kidding. But like his injury history and all of that, it just is – it's crazy that Kawhi has like 15,000 points all time. And this dude has been in the league for a while, since 2011. There's guys that are just – it's crazy. So Kawhi, yeah, but whatever.
I see a lot of the chat going back and forth as far as Steph being better than LeBron or LeBron being better than Steph. And I don't even really think that that's really the conversation. I don't really know who would put Steph over LeBron unless you're talking about specific categories. But I do think, like, who would y'all have as the face of the NBA once LeBron James is retired?
Yeah, chat. Just start dropping the names. We're gonna pull them up one by
Just
one.
throw some names out there. It's like some legitimate names, like who would literally be the face of the league when LeBron James leave. I just think by default it's Steph.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
Somebody might say
likable.
Jokic.
He's likable. You say Jokic?
I said somebody probably is gonna say Jokic,
More than
which
likely.
it might be. Somebody might say Giannis. Somebody Luka. There's another one. I knew Luka was gonna be in there. Wemby. That's actually not, because they're gonna push that kid to the moon from the media. But I think it's definitely Steph by default.
Maria, I dropped the link in the chat, Maria. If you see it, come up and join me because I want you to join us for our next segment. Cole, I see you in the lobby, bro. I'm going to bring you up when we have our open court segment. I do want to get Maria up on here for something special real quick before we go into halftime. So, Maria, if you see that link pop up, this is Laker Land, boys and girls. Salute to you guys. Make sure y'all do us a huge favor. Smash that like button. We in the building, episode 22. It's going down today, guys. It's Lakers versus the Rockets. It's game day. We gave our predictions for this upcoming game. We're about to get into halftime of the show, man. Shout out again to all. If you are new to the Players Choice platform, make sure that you guys subscribe to the platform and also become a family member. Join the Players Choice membership. A lot of new things coming down the pipeline this upcoming season. So we look forward to you guys joining us on our road to greatness, man. Shout out to each and every one of you. Zizi, you got anything on deck that you need to discuss?
Well, considering that the live chat has been talking about the Warriors, I guess And they've been talking about the Warriors all stream.
Your
Like,
boys are
dude,
struggling, bro.
I gotta
I
talk
can't, not
about it.
to cut you off.
Go ahead.
You know, we got the Gold Blooded show going down right after Lakerland this afternoon. I cannot wait to hear the excuses from Gifted, KB, and Haley. I can't wait to hear what they got to say this afternoon. So y'all make sure y'all tap in to Gold Blooded after this show.
I'm just reading. I just scrolled up in the live chat. I'm reading some of the chats right now. I see Clay's the problem. Warriors got whooped in OT like they should have the first playing game. That's crazy. CP3 trade was amazing. CP3 trade was terrible. I hate Steve Kerr sometimes. Steph needs help bad as F. I'm not gonna say the word because I've already dropped the F bomb like twice this show. Oh, they're talking about Lonzo. That's not what I was talking about. But Clay and Draymond are the problem. Like, dude, the way that I see it is for those who think that Clay is the problem and he should be traded and all of this yada yada yada, the same stuff that they said last year until Clay started catching on fire, and then all of those comments mysteriously disappeared. And then he led the league in threes. For me, I don't think that Clay needs to be traded. I don't really think that. I think that Wiggins, because he caught fire last night for the first time this season, saved himself in a way. Clay's going to have to do the exact same thing. We've seen it before. It is what it is. Steve Kerr is another problem. So Clay is a problem. He is a problem, not the problem. He's a problem. Steve Kerr's coaching is another problem. Like we just talked about earlier, playing the young guys more. What's the problem with that? This is the 12th game of the season. We have over 60 more to go. Just let them play at this point. See what you have to offer. Play them for a 5-minute stretch. And if they play like ass and the plus minus is terrible for then substitute them. Do what you need to do. But give the guys a chance to at least have some sort of impact on the game. It is what it is. Draymond Green is another problem. And the reason that Draymond is a problem is because Draymond Green in the last 5 to 6 games has been ejected twice and suspended. That's pretty much been his stat line. I don't remember the last time I saw Draymond Green make a pass, let alone make a shot, because he's been ejected twice in the last 5 games. That is a problem. Andrew Wiggins is another problem, but he might have fixed it. Like I said, prior to last night, I believe he was shooting sub 15% from 3. Terrible. And also getting blown by on the defensive end, but that's top for another day. So there's a lot of problems with the Warriors. What they need to do, not to mention the fact that they're on a 6-game losing streak, what they need to do is go back to the drawing board, go back to practicing all those same little plays that they've run for the last 8 years, and find an alternative. Find another option, something to throw off the defense a little bit, not necessarily Clay coming off of a curl screen and shooting some shot over 2 people because the defense has picked up on the fact that there's a screen coming and Clay's coming off of it, because we've seen this 8 years and some change now. Like, what the hell? Have a lob threat on the back end like a Jonathan Kuminga or a Gary Payton to disrupt that and give another look. Like, there's just so many things that I'm sitting here watching when I see the Warriors play. And I'm like, yo, Steve, how many championships you got, my nigga? Like, what are we doing? You think that they ain't picking up on this? The Lakers picked up on it in the playoffs last year, and that was mostly LeBron because he had seen it in the finals 4 straight years. Jesus. But yeah, that's my say. There's a lot of problems. They need to address them one by one.
I got to talk to the bosses. I really got to talk to the damn bosses. I refuse to allow you to sit up here in my ear on this Lakers show and talk me to death about some damn Warriors. And not only that, ZZ, you're sitting here lying to me. You're lying to me. You're lying to the American public because you want to give Klay Thompson a damn pass. Why? You sit up here and list all these different problems that your struggling ass team is going through, but you want to give Klay Thompson a pass. For what reason?
He's shooting better from 3 than Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul combined. So I can give him a bigger pass from shooting the ball as compared to Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul, who, by the way, last night, Chris Paul was 4 of 7 from 3. Haven't seen that all season. Andrew Wiggins had 31 points. Hadn't seen that all season. Hadn't seen over 20 all season. So, like I said, Clay is a problem. I'm not necessarily giving him a pass, but Clay is not the biggest issue here, clearly. But okay.
Shame on you, bro. Shame on you. We
Just
got
like
Mario
Austin
knows
Reeves
best
the
in the
pass.
building. We done with this Warriors talk, man. We got our special guest here on Lakers land, man. Mario knows best in the building. Mario, salute and welcome to
What's up?
Laker land. You already know.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, thank you so much for joining us.
Of
Now,
course.
I know Maria is definitely one of the best content creators when we talk about the NBA. I need you guys to make sure y'all follow her and her platform. She is a Memphis Grizzlies supporter, boys and girls. So I wanted to bring her up so we could chop it up, introduce her to Players' Choice, as well as talk about her Memphis Grizzlies. So again, Maria, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, gang.
Yes. So you just want me to go deep into talking about my Grizzlies, or how we gonna
Well,
do that?
first of all, let everybody know where they can follow you at, what type of content you be putting out in the streets so they can stay in the loop with you.
Okay, yeah, my name is Maria Knows Best. My TikTok is Maria_knows best. Twitter, Maria W knows best. And then I have my own YouTube channel, which is Maria Knows Best as well. I have my own podcast called Maria Knows Best, everything like that. I am also I have a mentor. I'm in like this mentorship program, Asylum Media. Y'all should go check us out. Look us up on Twitter. Yeah, I'm a content creator for basketball, more specifically the Memphis Grizzlies, because that's a team that I hope to work for in the future. So yeah, that's
dope.
about
That's
it.
dope. So
That's dope.
where did your passion come from as far as wanting to be a female personality in the NBA?
It's weird because I grew up hating basketball, but it was always a part of my life because my brother played it. So eventually early 2010 is when I started really watching it, and I saw Paul George, I saw LeBron, I saw us Grizzlies, and we was just like, we was a good team in the early 2010s. I started watching certain players, and I just started to fall in love with the game of basketball. And then as time progressed, I got more knowledgeable about the sport and everything like that, and I felt that it's not a lot of us females in this business, and I wanted to talk about sports, which is something that women don't usually do, but I feel like that's something I could do because I was just I was in love with the game so much. So yeah, I decided the passion grew over time because I hated it at first.
Well, you're doing your thing, man. Keep it up. Let's get into your Memphis Grizzlies right now, because I know they are struggling. I didn't bring you up here to throw you under no bus or nothing like that. We look at your record. You guys are 3-9, but I really wanted to tap in with you, Mario, to talk about Ja Morant and his return to your ball club. How much of an impact do you think Ja is going to have on the Grizzlies' return?
A huge impact. I think, one thing, you look at the Grizzlies record, and a lot of people don't know that this team is missing half of the players, that they're literally missing half of their roster. Like, not only is Ja out, we lost Adams at the beginning of the season, and he's going to be out for the whole year. BC is still out. And then after a couple of games, we started dealing with more injuries. Marcus Smart now out and everything like that. But I think we can still maintain, and it's not looking like it right now, but we can still maintain and keep this team afloat. We beat the Spurs last night, which is good. But we're just taking it game by game. And as long as we take it game by game, I think we can eventually get to a spot where we're afloat. We're top 8. And then to add Ja Morant back to that roster where we're afloat is going to be huge, because we already have 2 players who are playing, in my opinion, at all-star level. And that's Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane. So to add a superstar like Ja Morant to that, I think it will be a huge impact to this Grizzlies team. And we could definitely make some noise in the playoffs and definitely get out of that play-in situation if we still happen to fall in it. So he'll be very impactful.
You talk about losses. What about Dylan Brooks? My God. Do you miss him already?
Do I miss him? Not as much as I thought I would, because when when he was with us, I was like one of those Grizzlies fans who did appreciate Dylan Brooks. However, there were other Grizzlies fans who just felt like his inconsistency on the off end just did more damage to the team than like him being good on defense for us, if that makes sense. And so us losing him, it hurt, because I like the vibes that he brought to the team and everything like that. A fun type of player, funny dude. And I feel like that is lost with us, because from what I see, the locker room, the videos just don't look the same. But his presence on the court, I don't think it's missed. I really don't think his presence on the court is missed. I think we're good without. I think we can still be dominant without Dylan Brooks. However, I am like still a fan of Dylan Brooks, so I'm happy to see that he's found a place where the coach can use him right. And he's having fun over there in Houston. I got him for most improved player. So,
they winning. They doing their thing, no doubt.
They are.
For sure. ZZ, I want you to look at this real quick, bro. Now, Maria believes that her Grizzlies could possibly still make a postseason presence or appearance, even playing. When you look at this, let's say that Ja comes back rocking and rolling. Right now, they are looking at they're about 2-3 games back from being in a play-in tournament atmosphere. Do you think, ZZ, when you look at this, that the teams in front of them will get bad and Memphis will get better?
I mean, no. I think because how many more games we got till Ja? Like what?
13, I think.
Yeah.
13.
So, damn, that was a lucky guess by me. But anyway, I just think that Ja Morant is gonna have to come in, guns a I mean, that's not the right word. He needs to come in just like
guns
wow.
off rip, just absolutely dominating, like going at niggas' necks, basically. But that's what they're gonna need. The loss of Steven Adams for the entirety of this year, I think, is tough to overcome. Clark is also out for the entire season, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Not the entire season. He's expected to come back like later. It'll be late when he's coming back, but yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so everything like Job would have to put together an MVP caliber performance for the remaining however many games in order for that to really be the case. And then I look at the other teams and I think for the Warriors,
but Ja is an all-star. Wait a minute. I got to talk to the damn bosses. Ja is an all-star though, bro. You making it seem like Ja's going to have to do something heroic. I mean, you're basically saying he just needs to do his job, right?
Yeah, but he's also going to be him and Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson. That big three is going to have to do their job. Let me put some respect on those two.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that because for what they've had nothing to really work with besides the two of them and an occasional Marcus Smart appearance. But for the most part, I think I trust that trio. I like that trio. If everybody plays their parts accordingly when they do play, Ja's able to kind of do his thing, / go dunk on somebody's head, get blobs thrown to him in transition. Desmond Bane's the shooter. Jaren Jackson is the 3-and-D guy. When he's on, he's incredible for them. So those guys are going to have to do their things as well. It's going to be a group effort, but they're going to have to get that done without that backhand assistance from the interior post physical presences of Steven Adams and Brandon Clark, those two guys that are also valuable to the team. So it's going to take more than Ja, but they can do it. It's not impossible. They got a lot of games.
It's a lot of basketball to play, and I'm looking at this right now, and I think they could trump Utah.
They can.
I think they could trump Utah. The Clippers are still iffy. I know they finally got their win, but they're still iffy. This whole Pacific division is bad. Golden State are losers now with a 6 in a row. So I don't think that's going to be forever. New Orleans, I'm not sold on Zion and them. So I believe that when Ja comes back, if they can get things ready and rocking, I think they surpass New Orleans at the end of the day. That's enough. I really think Memphis, if all goes well, even though this season has started off rocky, they have a shot. I mean, they don't have a LeBron and AD, and they still have to go some more games without their main guy. But do remember last season, the Lakers started the year off 2-10 and went all the way to the Western Conference Final. So it's the NBA, man. We love this game. Anything can happen.
That was a different team that was 2-10 than the one that was in the Western Conference Finals. But don't
True.
try. You trying
That's
you
true.
trying to lie
That's
to the
true.
American
Thank you for
public. I don't
checking.
like
Thank
that.
you for G
I don't
checking
like
me
that.
on that. That's a fact. Oh my God. Mario, before I let you go and we go into our next segment, let everybody know one more time where they can follow you at and how often you put out content so they can stay in the loop with you.
TikTok Maria _knows_best. Twitter Maria W knows best. YouTube Maria knows best. I go live every Saturday at 5 p.m. I think it's Central Time. TikTok I try to post every week depending on what specific topics are big and what I want to talk about. But yeah, that's it.
Now, before I let you go, you know my Lakers put belt to ass to your Memphis Grizzlies last week.
Oh my gosh!
So I'm not gonna. I can't allow you to leave without giving me your thoughts on that game and my Lakers. Because I see you doing a lot of LeBron hating, but you know I stay out of comments when it comes to trash talking. You know what I mean? I let it rock. But what's your thoughts on the game between the Grizzlies and the Lakers, and what's your impression on my Lakers?
You know, I did expect us to win it. I did want us to win that game. So bad because we need all the wins that we can get. However, it's because we didn't play good. Jaren Jackson didn't play the best. And you know, Marcus Smart got hurt mid-game. Luke Kennard ain't come back mid-game. You know, players was just leaving. You had the Lakers wanted to show up and play against us, but couldn't show up and play against the Rockets. I don't understand that part, but you know, that's just what it was. Lakers, when I think about the Lakers, good squad. I wish Anthony Davis would be more consistent because I feel like I made this post on Twitter yesterday. I feel like Anthony Davis has the potential to be a top 3 player in the league if he is just consistent. He had a monstrous defensive game against us. Had like 6 blocks, probably more than that. But he went crazy. I just wish he could keep his offense and his defense up every single game. But y'all are good. LeBron James almost 40, still doing stuff like he's 20 something. I guess that's gonna get y'all far. You know, we just gotta watch and see. Watch and see.
All right, man. Make sure y'all follow my girl Maria Knows Best on social media, YouTube, TikTok. She is rocking everywhere when it comes to this thing we love called basketball. Maria, thank you so much for joining us here on Lakerland. We definitely gonna have you back soon. And we got some opportunities and stuff. We hope down the pipeline we can see you do a lot of collaboration. So I'll be getting with you after the show for sure.
Thank you.
All righty, be safe. Salute.
Yo, are we still in? What the? Are we still live? What's happening?
All right, we back. Like cook crack. Panel time's easy. What we doing?
Yeah. Let's get into it. I thought it was me. I was tripping balls for a second. Like I was like, what the world? The chat brought me back. Cole says 7 is going, easy, and then you came back with we black and crack. Yeah. Let's go. Let's get to the panel.
Apologies, people. Open panel, man. If you guys want to come up and chop it up, I got a ton of other topics, man, we got for the remainder of the show. We definitely got to give our takeaways on week 3. So if you guys want to come up, make sure y'all hit that link. We do ask that you guys cam up. We do ask and require here on Lakerland that you guys cam up if you want to come on the panel. And that's basically it, man. So salute to you guys.
Hey, somebody tell Claire to come up. She's done. I don't think Claire's ever been on the show. No, she's never been on the show.
Yo,
it's okay.
Too funny. That's a fact, man. Make sure y'all
Let's
smash
go.
that like button, man. Let me bring my brother Cole is in the building. Cole, what's up, gang? Where you at?
What's going on?
Let me
What's
get you
going
back
on?
in
Yo.
here. Oh,
What up,
man, you
dog?
know the vibes.
Let's go.
Give me a second, bro. I
Biggie?
don't know where the hell. How Clay? I might need you to. Oh, wait a minute. I'm trying to find because Clay they got to never lay out. Hold on.
That's crazy.
I don't like this.
That's a crazy
My brother
layout.
Hank. Yeah, this is nasty work. I'm gonna get it right, y'all. Y'all just hold on. Wait a minute. There we go. Hold on. Did this work? No. There we
Hey,
go.
Hank, what's good, dog?
What's going on?
Hank, what's good, brother?
Nothing
Cole,
much,
what's good,
man.
family?
Not much.
What's up?
Oh yeah, that's right, Sten. Let him know. My brother Cole. I had to tell Cole during my show. Cole have joined me on the Best of Seven Sports Talk early this week, and we was talking about KD and Jason Tatum, and the basketball guards just laid this image on my Facebook, so I had to share with my brother Cole so he could see what time it was, man. When we talk about KD, him sitting there talking about he would pick Jason Tatum over Kevin Durant, man, unbelievable, man. But salute to my bro Cole. Salute to Hank, man. Appreciate you guys for joining me and ZZ on the panel. First things first, fellas. Let's talk about the Lakers week 3 takeaways. A few games that we had locked in with this week. We took a win versus the Blazers, and then we had the in-season tournament win versus the Memphis Grizzlies. Right now, the Lakers are at the top of the Western group standings in tournament play. Then we suffered a loss to the Sacramento Kings, I believe it was on a back-to-back. Hank, I'm gonna start off with you, bro. What was your impression on week 3 of the Los Angeles Lakers? What was your biggest takeaways?
Solid week. Obviously you wanted to try to go undefeated, but that sack game I think we talked about last week was going to be a tough one. It is a back-to-back. But going undefeated in that group play is cool too. And they already talked about Brown and AD talking about they were they want that championship. That $500,000 is a little bit to put in their pocket. So I think it's pretty solid, and they're keeping ahead of the rest of the teams right now that are struggling, so they don't fall into that pit that they were last year.
Bet. What about you, Cole? What was your takeaway from last week games in its totality? How the Lakers played?
I feel like we played good in the games we were supposed to play good in. It feel like sometimes like Sacramento just got our number. Like if you're unathletic and European, AD cannot guard you. Like I don't know what's going on. Like Sacramento they just shoot the ball so well, and then when we play them, like AD doesn't have his best games. Like they just got our number right there.
How many games is it, easy? Is 8 or 9?
0-8, yeah. 0-8.
He's 0-8 versus Sabonis in his career.
That's crazy.
How? Sacramento don't even have a lot of rim protection like that. Like their strength is how quick they are on the perimeter, forcing a lot of teams to shoot from outside. That's really their strength on defense. If you can get the basketball inside, it's a cake. I ain't gonna say it's a cakewalk, but that's your easiest way to beat Sacramento is to pound them in the paint. But like Cole said, bro, Anthony Davis does not show up to work when they play the Kings, bro. It was unreal.
Yeah. And then Kevin Huerter had like 30 or something. Like
my God.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, Huerter.
ZZ, what was your big takeaways from this week, bro?
Probably the biggest takeaway was the King stat, the Sabonis stat, and AD. That was the biggest takeaway. I was just like, yo,
man,
that was because that's just crazy to me. Like, this is the one team, like Cole said, they might legitimately have your number. Hell, they might even have the Warriors number for real. But like, they're one of those teams that's like deadly, especially offensively. So I think that it is what you said, a matter of like they're striking from the perimeter. So you basically got to match or outshoot them. So most of the time, you just got to outscore them at the end of the day, or hope to God that they miss or lock up the perimeter the best that you can. And y'all don't even have y'all's best perimeter defender in Jared Vanderbilt. So that's also something that you could take into consideration. However, what I will not excuse is the fact that Anthony Davis put up 9 points against Sabonis.
Disgusting.
I cannot even find a legitimate excuse for that. Not to mention the fact that I brought up the last time, I think it was the last episode, when they played the Suns, and Yusuf Nurkic pretty much outperformed him. He was very underwhelming against Yusuf Nurkic. The same guy that the first time they matched up in the preseason, he blocked him 5 times in a quarter, damn near. So the consistency is so puzzling to me. But that's your guy. That's what we
stuck with. That's what I'm stuck with. That's what I'm stuck with. But it was another roller coaster week, if you ask me. You see how efficient and well they played against the Portland Trail Blazers. You see how they came out versus the Memphis Grizzlies. But look at the poor effort that they had versus the Sacramento Kings. And, I put respect on the Kings because they are defending champions from the division. And De'Aaron Fox, bro, we don't have anybody that can stop him. So when we are playing them, we can just only hope that the other guys don't go off. That's the only chance that we really are going to have of beating them. And the Kings, they had 3 players that game that had 25 and 5. That doesn't make any sense when these guys are not all-stars. You might got 1 all-star, you got 2 all-stars, but you got 3 guys putting up those types of numbers. It's the first time since 1986 they had 23 turnovers. The Lakers did that game. Just poor energy, bro. It's just been too much up and down vibes and starting these games off slow. We're about to go into week number 4, but yet I'm still seeing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
For real, But on the upside, the Lakers, like I said, they are a game over 500. So they are playing over 500. They are in second place in the division. And the fortunate thing about this situation, especially with the Western Conference fellas being so tight, everybody else in the Pacific was losing. You got Golden State that was losing 6 in a row. The Clippers just won their first game in 4, 5, 6 games, something like that. And Phoenix just coming back to life.
It looks like it's going to be right now. So far, it looks like it'll be Phoenix and the Lakers, but it's a long season. We don't know what type of moves are going to be made, but
no idea. And then injuries, and what if this Vando thing is more serious than they're putting on?
I think it is, bro.
What if Gabe Vincent come back and be a terrorist? It's a lot for the team it's way too many factors. Because the whole Gabe Vincent thing is while he was here, we were on his head. But seeing Austin Reeves be a lead guard for the second unit is making me sick to my stomach. His decision making is beyond questionable right now. That's part of the reason. Those 23 turnovers. Oh my God. I feel like he's shooting better now, but some of the shots he's taking, some of the passes he's making, some of the reads, it's just inexcusable.
Darvin Ham put Cam Reddish in the starting rotation over Austin Reeves this week, I believe. Hank, were you surprised about that move? And it seemed working. What's your thoughts on that?
I guess he felt he needed to mix some things up, and Cam has been playing pretty well in the role. People were complaining about Austin not delivering so far in the starting lineup. And they shook it up a little bit, but so far he's fulfilling the role. He's averaging, like I told you before, 3 steals a game. He's long and lengthy, so far good to help the starting unit. And Austin, of course, could help the bench, but he probably needed that break after that USA tournament run.
Cam Reddish was my performance player of the week, ZZ. Even though these guys had ups and downs, I felt like Cam Reddish was the performer of the week, being put in the coming off of the Miami loss and how we was talking about him, and then LeBron staying with him, and then him helping them win the next game or something like that, and then him being put into the starting rotation and him playing well on both ends of the court. I'm impressed with Cam Reddish. What's your thoughts on Cam's easy?
I'm for it. I think that, like you said, the adjustment so far has worked. So, and it has, and the reason that it's worked has been Cam Reddish's consistency, at least throughout the. So you can't, to the point where you can't blame Cam Reddish for any of the recent losses, I guess, for the Lakers. But so I think Player of the Week is he earned it. I'm with it. I'm for it.
Yeah, man, I do feel like he's done well, but LeBron has played well as well. But again, being put in that starting rotation where there's still so many questions, and I was surprised they decided to put Austin Reeves on the bench. Even though I felt like that's not a bad decision, I felt like they loved AR-15 so much they wouldn't have dared make him come off the bench, but it seemed to be working.
I mean, I don't think
At
it's
least
a
right
bad
now.
idea considering that A, he's still young. So, and B, we've seen the scoring flashes that even the ones they put on last year when Braun was out, or Braun and AD were out, he still was like cooking, in certain ways enough to get our attention as to like, oh, this guy might be the one X factor that they're going to make this season. So you have him coming off the bench, he's shooting 10 times better. He's passing the ball more. He may not be his reads may look questionable, Cole, but I feel like that's more because he's more of a score first player than a facilitator. So being that he's the spark plug off the bench, and the fact that he is going to be drawing defensive attention, because they know he's a score first player, he's going to have to try and see how he can pass out if they got Hall of Fame bailout or something. Like he gotta try. Those are it's going to happen. But I think that so far it's worked. It makes sense. Cam Reddish is a better defender. I think that's one of the key factors in the whole switcheroo between the two. But I think Austin, I'd be happy that he's shooting better. Personally, I'm happy that he's shooting better. That's enough for me.
Cam's plus minus. He been a plus ever since he been getting his starting role too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He shoot like 50, 50, 80 or something like that. It's something ridiculous.
Yep.
Really?
Like 5-6 games. Cam is
Now they try to like poo it when I mentioned it last week, but I'm gonna ask y'all again, because I don't know if Cole and Hank, if y'all was on a panel Lakerland last week, how much of an impact do you think LeBron is having on this new revamped Cam Reddish?
I think he had a big impact on him. Just like saying like, even though you missed a shot, like I still trust you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Still make plays, And he showed in front of everybody that like he trusted Cam Reddish, and I think that would say a lot. Because if LeBron said he trusts me, and I'm struggling to shoot, like I'm gonna at least try, because he's the greatest player of all time. Said he trusts you.
Dino said Austin Reeves is gassed up. Is Austin Reeves overrated, fellas? I want to bring this graph back up where we talk about his numbers starting versus off the bench. But we would have considered him on paper as being the Lakers' third best player. Is he overrated right now? Is he still the third best player for the Lakers?
Is he better than D'Lo?
Yes.
He is.
When I think he's more consistent when I don't know what's going on right now with these legs, I guess, from the summer run. But last year he was way more consistent, at least in that run. D'Lo was up and down, But yeah, I think when he gets his legs back on, he's definitely the third best.
And honestly,
Duppy in the building. Shout out to you, Duppy.
The craziest part about it all to me is that I think Austin Reeves might be an overrated starter, but that doesn't mean he's an overrated player. But overrated starter, just mainly the same thing that I apply to D'Lo in a way, and it's because when LeBron James is on that basketball court, there is a select few type of players that can really make that offense work with LeBron pushing the load and Anthony Davis pushing the load. You have the right amount of shooting around him, KCPs and the Danny Greens. You have the right amount of guys inside getting the rebounds, the Dwight Howards and JaVale McGee's and Anthony Davis's they had in championship run. And then you got the right supporting pieces off the bench. Rondo, good Lord, I love Rondo. Caruso, like you said, And Caruso, 3 and D guy. That's exactly what they want Cam Reddish to be. Exactly why LeBron is instilling that confidence in him, the same way he instilled in KCP, same way he instilled in Caruso. Like, that's what you need right there. So I think all signs are pointing into the Lakers going into some sort of positive direction in terms of figuring out chemistry, the right rotational pieces, where to put those pieces, who to come off the bench, all that stuff. They're headed in some sort of positive direction. I can say that at least. So, yeah. Is Austin Reeves overrated as a player? No. But is he underrated as a bench player? He might be. He might be now. If we look at the numbers, he might be. Who knows?
Hank, how you calling it, bro? What is AR-15 to you? Is he overrated? Is he underrated? What are we doing with Austin Reeves right now?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's, especially from where he came from, he came out of nowhere. Nobody knew he was going to be this good, and he's shined.
Let me revamp the question. I'm speaking from expectations of this offseason till now, not necessarily him being undrafted until what type of plays, like specifically from the summer, him playing in the FIBA tournament, how we expected him to be a value to the Lakers. Has he been a disappointment so far?
Well, if you want to put it in that terms, then especially for Lakers Nation, they would definitely say he's a disappointment because they would expect him to be, pretty much LeBron can go out and he would take over the team, or AD would go out, he'd take over the team. So yeah, in that sense, yes, he's a disappointment. But overall, no. He's still playing pretty good. He's still an asset for the team, and I'm hearing a lot of those rumors going around about him in packages, but I don't know necessarily if he needs to be in those packages.
Well, it was funny that you mentioned that because I was going to ask Cole to play GM real quick and play Rob Pelinka's role. Cole, like, I'm seeing reports that they will not put Austin Reeves in a trade package for someone like Zach LaVine, for example. We brought up Zach LaVine earlier in the show. I do want to get your response. Is Austin Reeves a type of guy that you feel like is untouchable, or would you shop Austin Reeves for Zach LaVine?
I am not shopping Austin Reeves for Zach LaVine. No day of the week, not for this team.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like people don't look at the contracts, right? Like, what players of Austin Reeves' value are we going to get for that contract? It doesn't exist. And why would we trade away these players that we got on these contracts, Rui, Austin Reeves, D'Lo? You're not going to get that value in those contracts nowhere else in the NBA. Why would we go get Zach LaVine? Like, Zach LaVine is not moving the needle for us. Because when Zach LaVine's not scoring, what is he doing? Like,
so it sounds to me, bro, you don't even want Zach regardless. You don't think Zach works in LA.
Even be talking about this, like, for real. I don't think we should be talking about. He doesn't fit well on the team. Like, he's gonna have the same problems, right? We're gonna trade away D'Lo, Rui, and Austin or whoever, right? And then he's still not gonna have a real point guard. This team is still gonna, like, he's gonna go from one mediocre team to the next because we're gonna trade away a lot of our key pieces. We're gonna end up with worse defense than we already have, which our
still don't have no size. He doesn't bring a lot of size, so that's true.
Yeah, so we're gonna suffer in playmaking. We're gonna suffer in defense. For a scorer that if he's off, he's not providing anything else.
What you think about that, Hank? Because I agree, but you don't. I feel like you're not going to need him to be the primary scorer when you got LeBron and Anthony Davis on your team.
You already know how I feel about depth. I think to get him here, they probably have to give up a lot of depth to get him. And the only way you do that is less, like, if you're going to get a Joel Embiid or something, or a Luka Doncic, yeah, just trade away those guys and go get them. But are we putting Zach LaVine in that category? Is he really going to be that type of player for the Lakers to come through and come be a real big three?
And look, Hank, what has Zach LaVine done in the playoffs for us to trade all that depth away? That's what I'm saying. He's not moving the needle, and he's not proven.
Nah, they sevens. I asked BA. They got the graph about Anthony Davis. Would you trade Anthony Davis for Zach What's the big fella in Chicago and Alex Caruso?
Vucevic?
Yep.
No, AD is untouchable right now. You look what he's doing to the competition. No, AD is untouchable right now, bro. Stop it.
You know how people keep bringing him up in
Stop
trade
it.
talk. You know how they do.
Yeah, I see, but he
No,
man,
you don't.
no.
What's his
Nah,
plus
bro.
minus again?
Okay.
My bad.
AD.
I just-
Okay.
yeah, ADs. I just remember when the
He
last
take it.
time I raved about AD, the chat was like, "Look at his plus minus. It's empty stats," and I was like, "Oh." And I went and checked, and I was like, "Oh, never mind." Damn.
Yeah.
I thought he was doing
Lil
good.
Wayne want to get rid of him, so
They don't know how to apply context to stats. Don't listen to them.
Yeah. No.
They don't watch basketball. They watch. They watch box scores.
That's
Yeah.
it. All right, man. Let's get into our next topic here at Lakerland, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button if you haven't done so already. We appreciate it so much. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Big up to y'all. I see y'all. We're about to spin that Lakerland wheel to figure out what random topic we're going to get into next. Let's get it. All right, bet. So I know Zizi and I, maybe last week, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the biggest disappointment from the Lakers earlier this season. But on a positive note, and now I'll start off with you, Z. What's the biggest surprise on a positive note that you've seen from the Lakers so far this year, bro?
Biggest surprise. That's a good question.
Really? That's what we're doing? He's a hater, bro. It's taking you that long to say
No, I have like
Don't cover this
a few things, because I'd say Cam Reddish picking things up after a slow start. I'd say Christian Wood in some of y'all's wins has been some sort of X factor on the offensive end and sometimes on the defensive end. I think he had a clutch block earlier in the season.
But what's the biggest one? What's your
The
top
biggest
one?
one? Number one, the biggest surprise for me has been Austin Reeves going to the bench. It's got to be. Because I thought going into this season, based off of how you and Light Out were hyping this white man up constantly. Because of that.
You're nasty.
Because of that.
Yeah, because we was talking All-Star. We was going there. We had nasty work.
He's better than
Y'all-
Jordan.
That's right. He's right.
Y'all was going stupid, and I was like, I bet I gotta see it. And then we didn't see it. We blamed it on the Olympics. You gave him a pass, the same way I'm giving Clay one, same way you gave Austin Reeves one. Crazy. But anyway, I give him. Now he's on the bench. So, and he's shooting 10 times better, still getting starter minutes. So he's not really on the bench. So I think that moving this man that y'all praised so much and said could potentially be an all-star this year to the bench is crazy. But surprise.
Hank,
yes, sir.
our guy, bro, has been the biggest surprise to me, fam. LBJ, King James, LeBron, that guy, that man, he's been the biggest surprise to me, bro. You look at what LeBron James has done in this season in comparison to his 2013 MVP season.
Jesus
Boy,
Christ.
LeBron
He won an MVP in
is
10
on-
years.
That's how
All right,
disrespectful you
bro. All
want to be.
Damn.
Unbelievable, bro.
Nasty agenda.
Crazy, bro. To me, LeBron James, the way he's been playing, has been the biggest surprise. What about you, Hank? What's the biggest surprise to you on a positive note about the Lakers?
Well, number one, I'll say I'll just go with this one. There's a couple of things. I would say Anthony Davis has been playing a lot of games so far. He's staying in the lineup, and that's going to help them. That's even why they're even in the position they are. They need him in there. Playing, he tried to play through those Bacchionomies he got. So
yeah, he's showing guts.
He's showing some toughness in that. So I say that's definitely the biggest shock right now. And hopefully he keeps it up, because if he does, and LeBron has been staying in there, they could definitely get probably 50 wins this year.
The Lakers.
Yeah.
Cole, what about you, gang? What would be the biggest surprise to you from the Lakers on a positive note so far within these like first 10 games of the year?
What I'm gonna say about to be a curveball, but Darvin Ham, like I slander this man daily. The big three lineup when it worked was crazy. He sent Austin Reeves to the bench. That's been working. Like he's coming up with better sets now, better defensive sets. Like Darvin Ham, he did say something stupid this week about not being able to scheme rebounding, but outside of that, I give him his credit for when his lineups work. When his lineups work, we win by a lot. But when they don't, we call them terrorists.
Zach said Cam is the biggest surprise. Okay. Salute to Zachary in the building. W say feels like LeBron, who's doing shooting well, is the biggest surprise.
That's sweet.
Yeah, man. It's been some okay play, bro, from my Lakers. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's been some okay play. Just a little bit. Where we at with it, man? Let me see, man. We still got some things to talk about. Let's talk about I still want to stay with our Lakers team. I want to talk about the Lakers, the Road Warriors, aka the Road Warriors, because as good as we've been playing at home, the Lakers, unfortunately, has been playing terrible on the road. And ZZ and I had talked. The Lakers starting tonight, are currently on their next, 6 out of their 7 games are at home, but then 10 out of their next 12 games are on the road. And the Lakers are currently have a losing record on the road. I'm going to start with you, Cole. I will start with you, Cole. What do you think is the biggest adjustment that the Lakers can make to play better on the road?
Just putting in people that we know can stay consistent, like giving Rui more minutes, because it's looking like it don't matter who it is, like Rui's gonna cook your second unit. And he's been very consistent this season when they give him opportunity. So that's a big thing. And just starting off hot, like our guard play. Our guard play in the first quarter is very, very imperative to us, like winning road games. And it just hasn't been looking that good on the road. But for some reason, when we're back home, people going 3 from 4 for 3 in the first quarter.
Yep. So you feel like on the road, Darvin Ham shouldn't be playing around with these lineups, trying to customize and play and figure things out. He need to stick with something and run with it.
100%. Because it's like, I really don't understand why, in the first 10 games or so, there's whole stretches where I'm seeing we aren't rebounding, we aren't shooting, we can't get any post defense, and Rui Hachimura isn't playing. I don't understand. So stick with guys that have shown you every time they've been in, I can make an impact. Austin Reeves can make an impact off the bench. Stick with those guys when you're making those rotations, and do a better job of staggering minutes.
Word. What about you, Hank? What would be the biggest adjustment the Lakers need to make? I don't think it's like a one situation type of fix, but what is the first thing that come to your mind, bro, when you talk about the Lakers trying to turn things around on the road?
Yeah, but they got to figure out what that home cooking is for the road and bring it to the road. It's I don't know, the adjustments, like Cole was saying, making the right adjustments. Darvin and the coaching staff knows probably some of the reasons why those guys aren't playing well on the road, and he needs to adjust to make that right. I was thinking about, you brought up Rondo, ZZ. I was thinking about that the other day. They need someone on the bench like a Rondo to be their general. Like when LeBron is gone, who's your general? Mm-hmm. So I feel like someone like a Rondo would be great. But either way, he has to make it's going to be coaching for sure. Darvin's really going to have to make sure they stay focused to get these wins on the road, because they don't want to have no losing record on the road and fall down in the standings and have to play out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's saying the Lakers need a point guard. Now, Hank, you said you're not trying to give up any depth for Zach LaVine. Would you give up depth for Trae Young?
Trae Young.
People want to see Trae Young with the Lakers. I don't like that.
And he Clutch Sports too.
I think he is Clutch Sports, but I don't like Trae Young in LA. Why?
Inconsistent Trae Young is more detrimental than an inconsistent D'Lo. If inconsistent Trae Young will lose you a game by 30 points. Inconsistent D'Lo, you could still win.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I like that.
Wait a minute. Dino says Ice Trae makes the team better.
How?
I mean,
Shooting 36%.
see,
Yeah, I was gonna say the only knock I have for Trae Young is the defense, bro. Like it's just like even though D'Lo is not giving you nothing defensively, he gives you more size than Trae Young's gonna give you. So, and if you match that with D'Lo's like Cole said, an inefficient Trae Young and an inefficient D'Lo, you can still win with an inefficient D'Lo at the end of the day. With Trae Young, you factor in that inefficiency with being the fact that he's a liability on the defensive end and they could target his ass. It's just no, I don't like it. I don't even like it either. No.
That's the first thing I thought about was that size. Like too small.
I don't like it. I don't care how good of a playmaker he is in Atlanta. The problem is, come postseason time, is that efficiency drops and he gets targeted, and he will continue to get targeted throughout his career. If you can mask that somehow, maybe, but I don't think that Darvin Ham has the coaching capabilities to do that just yet. That nigga is a borderline terrorist at this point, but he's doing it so far. Recently, don't give him Trae Young to work with.
I need the Lakers to get healthy. I need them to get healthy before this road trip. That's the bottom line. If they go on the road with a weak roster, 8-10 man rotation, this is gonna be a nightmare.
Oh my God. This man 80 out here with hip bandages on. It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly, man. But now I do feel like we do take like the size we have at the guard position and the wing position for granted. Like our starting point guard and shooting guard are 6'5" and 6'8". We take that for granted a lot. Austin Reeves, if I'm not mistaken, he's 6'5". Like,
what's Trae, like 6'1", maybe?
That man is 5'11".
Yeah.
That nigga, he ain't. I can't give him 6'4". Yeah, 6'1" with shoes on for sure. Yeah.
All right, so fellas, so let's get into some news around the NBA before we get up out of here. Got a couple other things to chop it up about. Just the other day, the key race of the MVP ladder come out. This is something that comes out, periodically throughout the season. Right now, they have Jokic at number 1, Luka number 2, who actually went up, and Joel Embiid went down 1 to number 3. Hank, do you agree or disagree with Nikola, Luka, and Joel Embiid being the top 3 as far as the MVP race?
Early picks, that's fine. Right now I like Joel a little bit more because of the whole, I guess, narrative with James Harden leaving the team. But Luka's held Dallas together pretty well so far this year, and of course you can't leave the Jokic out of there. He's still the MVP of the league. So, but I do like Embiid a lot the most right now.
CZ, what about you, bro? Nikola number 1, Luka number 2, Joel Embiid number 3. You agree with this?
I don't mind Nikola Jokic being number 1, but a part of me is upset because I said and have said for numerous seasons at this point that if Luka Doncic can do the same thing that he's been doing, scoring 30, the averaging damn near close to a triple-double, all that, and his team can be the 3rd seed, he has a legitimate shot to win MVP. So if it feels like one of those years where we look at the Mavericks and we're saying, all right, they're having a good start so far. If they can keep this up and be at least above a 4 seed, Luka's probably going to win that MVP. And Luka's still averaging 30, top 2 in scoring. They're going to give him that MVP. I just feel it. I genuinely do, especially in that Western Conference. So right now it's Nikola Jokic for sure. He's still effortlessly doing historic things for a big man, it's Nikola Jokic. Joel is perfect to be there as well. Who you got, Seven? Who you got, Seven?
LeBron looking MVP to me.
This is nasty.
What you think?
Oh my word, nigga!
LeBron looking MVP to me.
Man,
Let me show you these numbers since y'all want to act a fool real quick.
This nigga's
look at these numbers. This is what he did in 2013 when he won it. Now look.
7.
Stop it.
Because remember we talked about this, right? I told 7.
I got to put Leaf on the big screen.
Nikola Jokic was the best player. Leaf is in disbelief. I told 7 Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. This man said he can't because he play defense. LeBron has not been playing that much defense.
He doesn't.
He don't, bro.
LeBron get 2 chase downs a week, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, he's still like." Stop, bro.
But Cole, where's your man at? Hold up, wait a minute, Leaf. I'm gonna let you rock, Leaf. But real quick, Cole, where is your boy at? Jason Tatum, though. Where your man at?
He's not as good as these players. What are you talking about? Where's KD? Where's KD?
Oh yeah, your argument was just that he was better than Kevin Durant, not that he was the MVP. All right, cool.
You said where's cool. KD?
Leaf, what's happening, gang? Talk to me, brother.
Everybody knows.
You see them.
I think we. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
We wasting our.
Yeah, I'm about to put you on a big screen because you're about to take it there.
We wasting our goddamn time. For the 4th year in a row, this shit is gonna come down to Joel and Joker. We all know it. It's basically inevitable. Like what Luka is doing is it's not only unsustainable, but he's really on borrowed time. If he has to be the guy to do all the creation and all the setup for them, and over the course of an entire season, it's not going to work. We know that. We knew it last year. We knew it the year before last year, and we know it this year. What Joel is doing with the addition of the ascension of Tyrese Maxey, still hanging afloat. Shout out to Tank. Still hanging afloat, and his playmaking is getting better. His decision-making is getting better out of the post as it was a la Doc Rivers. Now you switch to Nick Nurse. Now you making much more better decisions off the defensive rebounds and out of outlets. It is pretty much inevitable this season that the Sixers are going to have. Now, as far as the playoffs go, that's a different story.
I was about to say.
That's a different story, ZZ.
So,
I
but hold up,
about
bro.
to go there.
So, but Leaf, you told that Embiid is going to stay in Philly.
Yes.
I'm with him.
Really?
I'm sold.
What about you, Hank?
Because
the way they're playing right now, I believe he wants to stay. At least right now.
Yes. And Seb, to tally up on it, I think with the addition of Nick Nurse and the ascension of Tyrese Maxey, of course, side note, Kelly Oubre, one of my favorite players, somehow pulled a hit and run on himself. I don't know how that happened. I'm like this. So, however that went down, man, I don't know how it went down, but up until that incident, he was looking like 6th man of the year. So if we're really being honest about ourselves, you got Maxey who's ascending, you got the team who's playing better. Tobias Harris, you getting good numbers out of him, and you still 30, 10, and 5. And with Nick Nurse at the helm and better defense and still hanging afloat in the Eastern Conference as a top 3 team, I'll be damned if this thing don't come. Like what we are witnessing from Joker and Joel is arguably the best 2-man MVP run in the past, going on 4 years now. We going on this 4th year. I don't think we've seen that. If y'all can name me the last time we seen 2 guys that was neck and neck almost every year for this battle, like, to me, bro, like, I think what Luka is doing is incredible, but we all know it. We lying to ourselves if we saying it's sustainable. We lying.
Yep. You're right, bro. You're right.
Are you saying that the team's success is not sustainable, or are you saying that Luka's individual stats are not sustainable?
I'm saying that the team success, his long-term health, the stats may be because if his long-term health is involved, then the stats is gonna be safe. But I don't think like when we see 34, 9, and 9, and then we see 30, 13, and 8, or 30, 12, and 6 off of these incredible shooting splits, which these two centers are doing.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what 34, 9, and 9 look like. I don't care what 38, 29, 8, and 8 look like. LeBron, I don't care what it look like. These two are gonna be the 1A and the 1B at the MVP race until these numbers go somewhere. And they're not going anywhere. Because Joker is doing 30, 10, and 8 in his sleep. Joel is doing 30, 10.
What is Joker doing on the defensive end? What is he doing on the defensive end?
Oh my God. He's never gonna be a shot blocker.
Y'all just want to keep dancing around that. I'm looking at a 7-footer who's averaging less than 1 block per game.
Is he averaging more blocks than LeBron?
7.
He's doing everything else though.
7. Here's the luxury about what Joker does or does not do on the defensive end. Nobody offensively can outperform him except for Joel. That's the problem. Yeah. That's nobody offensively can outdo him except for Joel.
What about AD?
Realistically, if you like AD. 7, hold on before you answer. AD. 7, realistically, no. Joker's defense is really his offense. The screens that he sets.
Oh my God.
I'm not, and I'm gonna tell you why. And his defense is really his offense. If you go look at AD, and when he go up against AD, he's putting his shoulder in his chest. He is setting screens and wearing down the other defenders. Now, and I know you thumbs down on it, but every time he see AD, that shit is food. That is a steak and crab dinner.
No way.
That is a steak
Wait a minute.
and crab
I gotta
dinner.
get a new TV. The first game of the season, AD had 17 in the first half. What you talking
what
about?
Did he do in the second half?
Second half? What the hell
did he do in the second half?
And I'm a Lakers fan.
7, don't do this. 7, don't do this.
And I'm a Lakers fan. Don't make me do this to AD, man.
He had 17 in the first half, and Jokic said, nah, get over here, nigga.
Jokic almost had a triple-double.
7, I'm gonna say this respectably, bro. Like, listen, AD don't want no parts of the 5-man position for a reason. When Joker see him, that shit is food.
I agree with that.
With the soy sauce, with the shrimps and the rice.
And a
all
horse.
of it. There's not a damn thing he can do about it. We saw it last year. We saw it earlier this year, and we're gonna keep seeing it. There's nothing that he can do.
I mean,
every time he lowers the shoulder and puts the shoulder in his chest, see. I like what you did. Those numbers is cute.
See what I'm saying? This is what I have to do when we get to all this buffoonery they talking about.
No, I gotta see AD play.
What do those numbers look like? What do those numbers look like when Joker comes around?
Ask him what the numbers look like when Sabonis come around too, because shit.
Ooh.
Sabonis smaller.
And 7.
Bonus.
I'm not gonna lie. This is put the camera on me. I'm not gonna lie. This is ironic. Because 7's been pushing an agenda since we started the show. What are we 22 episodes in? And 7's been pushing this agenda about how the league is
22 episodes in.
Yeah, you've been pushing this agenda about how the league is trying to force European players basically down the fans' throats. And it's funny that your guy, Mr. A Day-to-Day Davis, is getting cooked by 2 European players, one of which has an opportunity to win an MVP and had an opportunity to win 3 straight for the first time since Bird. And the other one is Domantas Sabonis, who you would think AD would mollywop work every single time, everything. And Sabonis is like, nah, bro, you're going to be mid tonight, unfortunately. What you did in the other game was cute, but tonight we're in Sacramento, big dog. You about to get that ass whooped. That's what it is.
I just want to be clear. Wait a minute, Leaf. I just want to be clear, ZZ, so I can write these notes down. So you have Sabonis as a better player than AD.
I ain't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that. I just said when AD come to
Styles make
Yeah, May fight. Yeah.
Hey, 7.
What's up, bro?
Listen, I don't have Sabonis as a better player than AD, but one thing I do know, as far as the legitimate 5-man position, AD don't want no parts of the top centers in this league. He don't want no parts of them. But you know why? Because his ass is by himself.
What about this? What about this guy? Did he want parts of this guy?
Yeah, he want parts of him. He want parts of him. You know why? Because he show up for him. That is a power forward right there, which AD is. That's a power
Hank,
forward.
who's better, bro? Who's better, Hank, between these two?
This shouldn't even be a damn hesitation.
It shouldn't be a question.
Man, you know, I like AD, but I always got into Cooper on top of him.
Exactly. But 7.
AD having a better year.
But 7, that's the player that he shows up for the most. When it comes to Joker and these European dudes, and they get physical with him, his ass is Terry Cloth.
What did he do with Embiid? What did he do against Embiid?
What did he do against Embiid?
Who AD?
Yeah.
I got to look at those numbers. I'm gonna keep it
because notice I didn't mention Embiid.
Yeah.
Notice I didn't mention Embiid.
Embiid will get soft too.
Because Embiid is on the to me, realistically, if you look about it, him and Embiid is basically the same player. Same injuries, same knickknacks, same my hip.
Nah,
same
Embiid
my knee.
Embiid a free throw
same
merchant.
my foot.
He is a free throw merchant.
He's a free throw merchant. Can't do that. AD get his in the face. Come on.
But to your point, Leaf, AD been telling him he don't want to play the 5. He been telling them forever.
Yes, he has, and for good reason, because he know what we all know. He does not belong at the 5 position, and every Laker fan from here to this side of the Mississippi know that shit.
It's Russell.
They all know it, and it ain't nothing else to discuss. He don't need to be at the 5 ever. Damo was right about it. ZZ was right about it. I was right about it. We all know he does not belong at the 5. But yet the Lakers, for some odd reason, keep trying to say, oh, yo, AD could run the 5. No! Stop putting him there. He weak.
Who we gonna get?
So
maybe if you play Draymond Green or something.
What's the fix?
With
what we got right now, who are you willing to sacrifice to put at that 5 spot?
Listen, I'm not at liberty of helping the Lakers, but at this point, I'll be honest with you. I'll be willing to sacrifice Jackson Hayes. I'll be willing to sacrifice him. I'll be willing to sacrifice Jackson Hayes.
Thank you.
I said you said it the last time I was up here. I agreed with you. I'm like, why did he sacrifice his ass?
I'll go with that.
Go get a big sloppy European. I don't care. You don't put AD there ever.
Jackson Hayes trying to guard you. A nightmare.
Let him get sacrificed.
Hayes versus Joker.
Hey, y'all didn't have a problem sacrificing Austin Reeves in late game defensive situations. Why not sacrifice? Why not sacrifice Jackson Hayes?
I'm not a terrorist like Darvin, so you can't.
How tall is Christian Wood?
Christian Wood is about 6'10".
How tall is Christian Wood?
About 6'10", 6'11".
He's pretty tall too. Yeah.
I wouldn't sacrifice him. I wouldn't do that. That I wouldn't do.
Yo, sloppy European is wild. Yo, but you know what's funny? He talking about Luka and he talking about Nikola Jokic. The niggas y'all trying to praise in my ears. These the sloppy niggas he talking about though.
Well.
If they sloppy, then what's AD? If they sloppy, then what's AD? That nigga is disgusting.
Listen. First off, I said sloppy because of body type, bro. Like we all know, them Europeans is like, bro. They athleticism is in they
don't be in the gym.
They IQ.
They skill set.
What I'm saying? Like that's the best part of the game. But nah, but
that's crazy, bro.
Listen, the reason why Joker are in terms of defense and Luka, Joker in terms of defense gets ignored more than Luka because Luka got so many players at his position that could provide the same type of offense. Joker does not. There's nobody other than Joel. There's nobody at his position that can put pressure on him consistently, a night in and night out. Other than Joel. Joel is the only person that's going to give him problems. And guess where Joel is? In the East. He can't get out of the second round. This is why we have Denver going
Right.
back to the finals. This is why we have Denver as the gate holders now, because there's nobody in the Western Conference at the 5 position that can put more pressure on the offensive end at the 5 than Joker. It's just that damn simple. We are looking at one of the best offensive players in the league outside of Steph and Luka.
Yeah.
And if you talk about that, the people that don't provide anything much on the defensive end, it's those 3.
7, how you feeling? I mean,
Steph, Luka, and who was the third?
Steph.
You said Steph, Luka, and who else?
Steph, Luka, and Joker offensively, what they provide without defense, it trumps anything that their opponents brings to them. It trumps it.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. What the hell wins championships? Offense or defense?
Steph got 4 of them, so you don't want to make that argument.
Yeah, you don't want to make that argument. So, like, I think, well, me personally, listen, I've been on record saying that the Golden State Warriors got 4 hospital rings. No, nobody want to believe me, but it is what it is. Joker just got a ring. So
I see ZZ face.
Like what?
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to have to do, Hank? You know what I'm going to have to do, y'all? I know what I'm going to have to do. Hey, ZZ, you know what we're going to have to do, ZZ? We're going to have to do ZZ. We're going to have to do one-on-one. We're going to have to do one-on-one within these panels. We're going to have to do one-on-one segments, bro. We're going to have to do one-on-ones.
Yeah. Are we doing that?
We're going to have to do 1v1s starting next week, starting next Sunday. I'm going to have 1v1 topics. So whoever's on the panel, and we're going to do it for prizes. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it for prizes. So I'm going to set it up. Yeah, we're going to set it up nice. Fellas, I appreciate y'all, man. We about to end the show, so I'm going to drop y'all down. Big up to my guys, Leaf, Hank, and Code, as always. Appreciate you guys for joining us here at Lakerland. We are about to sign off. We got a couple minutes left. ZZ, man, we had another classic episode, I think, bro.
Yeah, that was fire. That was fire. Leaf, as soon as Leaf came in, bro, it was hilarious. Bro, was
Leaf is box office, man. Shout out to all my guys, man.
Shout out
Big up to them as always. I wonder where the homie Bit at. Bit never misses a show, so shout out to Bit wherever he is. Hopefully he's doing good.
Yeah. But nah, this has been fire.
No doubt. All right, man, let's get into our last topic of the afternoon. If you guys, again, are Golden State Warrior fans, or if y'all are Golden State Warrior haters, make sure y'all stay here at Player's Choice for cold-blooded going down in a minute. Where am I at? Something I wanted to show you, ZZ. I don't know if you saw this or not. Okay, here we go.
All right. Oh,
Player's
yeah,
Choice.
I seen.
Shout out to our Players' Choice family. The guys gave their predictions for the NBA champions. We got the OG Chill, got Boston, along with Big Shot Bob, who's a Sacramento Kings fan. He thinks Boston is going to win the whole thing. Ron got Milwaukee, along with Ticket. Fluent got our Lakers taking it all. Dub and Mars got the Phoenix Suns, bro. What's your reaction to the fellas in their championship predictions?
If Mars and Dub got the Suns, then I'm just gonna pick the Warriors because shit, that's like, bro. I'm sorry, but the Phoenix Suns once again is another situation where it's a hyped up big 3 that looks good on paper but can't translate to anything because Kevin Durant is on the same team, who is injury prone at this point in his career, is on the same team with an injury prone Devin Booker and an injury prone Bradley Beal, who is going to be reevaluated again this week for another 2 weeks. So I'm not like Kevin Durant, once again, is in another big 3 that's having issues with actually playing together. So I'm not sold on it, never going to be sold on it. Miss me with it. As far as I like how nobody has the Clippers. Great. Fluent picked the Lakers.
Are you surprised nobody got your guys? Let's go. Let's get straight to it. Are you surprised nobody have the Warriors up there?
Oh, no. I'm used to people not picking the Warriors and then them winning the championship. I mean, or counting them out or saying that they're done. I'm used to that. So I'm not really sweating that. I understand it. It's cool. The Bucks, I think, is an interesting one. But like Duffy said, nobody picked Denver. No.
Denver's not like, because they not like that, bro.
Lakers. You telling me that the
like
team You telling me that the team that has had the most recent success out of the other two Western Conference teams that are on that list, in the Suns and the Lakers, are not like that, and they're at the top of the conference, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, the Lakers and Suns are having identity crisis problems, and like the Lakers have road issues, the Nuggets don't. The Suns have health issues, the Nuggets don't. So they're not like that, and they've won how many games compared to the Lakers and Suns and Warriors and Kings and Clippers? What are we talking about right now? Stop. The disrespect to Jokic is just insane, and I am not going to allow it to happen here on Laker land. The Nuggets are 9-3. They're tied for the best team in the Western Conference, or best record, if you will. Where are the Lakers? Where are the Suns? The Lakers are just got above 500. The Suns are at 500. The Warriors were at 500. What are we doing right now? The Suns have been consistent all season. Jokic has been cooking your favorite player and your favorite team all season. Sorry.
ZZ's cooking right now. I'm just going to let him go. He's cooking right now. I'm going to let him go. I'm starting to understand when to let the superstar go. So I hear you.
What you think?
But just no. Because see, for this argument, I'm going to have to bring some Arsenal. Because I'm tired of you. I'm tired of Cole. I'm tired of Hank. I'm tired of Leaf. I've had enough of all of y'all today with all this blasphemous. So Tuesday on Lakerland, I am going to have proof why AD competes with Nikola Jokic as well as any other international player in the league. Y'all gonna put respect on Anthony Davis's name this Tuesday live on Lakerland. I promise you. So
all right, for sure.
You cook now, I'm gonna cook later. You already know the vibes, man. Salute to my guy ZZ as always, man. It is Lakerland. Episode 22 is just about officially in the books, man. Again, we do want to definitely shout out all you guys who chopped it up and joined us these couple of hours, man. It has definitely been a good one. I am surprised though, bro. Nobody picked Denver in their predictions, bro. Like that is kind of wild. So who's being prisoners at the moment? We got Ticket and Ron being prisoners of this Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo thing. Okay. All right, cool. We got two guys for Boston. OG and Bob got the Boston Celtics. And they know basketball, so I
mean, that's just crazy how nobody picked them. That's just goes to show you Mike Malone's been right the whole time. And if they win another championship, Lord, man, that man is not going to let y'all hear the end of it.
Not at all. All right, y'all. Y'all continue to have a happy Sunday. Do remember we are live back again here at Lakerland this upcoming Tuesday. 7:00 p.m. Eastern. Duppy, salute to you, gang. Thank you so much for joining me. I definitely gonna have to talk to the damn bosses about what the hell is going on with these player choice picks. But Fluent did show the Lakers love, so shout out to Fluent. But we back at you guys like a machine gun this Tuesday, 7:00 p.m. Eastern, here live at Lakerland on Players Choice. And do not forget, tell a friend to tell a friend. It is going down this Friday, Black Friday. Players Choice is running it up. We got Black Friday head-to-head battle starting at 12:00 p.m. Eastern. You guys do not want to miss this movie that Players Choice put on every Black Friday. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see what happened last year, but you already know, man, this year is going to be rocking. And hopefully, ZZ, we got to talk to the bosses so we can get on these festivities next season.
Oh, for sure.
I want Haley. Haley, I'm calling your ass out, moderator versus moderator. Haley, I want the smoke. We're not going to allow this to go down like that.
I already talked to Shaq. I sent Shaq a long voice memo, wondering why I'm not on this spot on that show at least. Ron, I know you see this.
You know I want
to smoke.
We're gonna get it.
You know what it is, bro. I ain't never ran from smoke. I ain't gonna start today.
I'm
ready for war.
Dino, salute to you, gang. Appreciate you coming through as always, man. Shout out to each and every one of you guys, man. Big up to my brother Hank. Make sure y'all subscribe to Hank at Sports Games Vision here on YouTube as well. And don't forget to go check out the girl Maria Knows Best on YouTube and TikTok. I'm looking forward to having her back on the show and doing some collaboration work. So me and ZZ, we signing off until Tuesday. Y'all stay safe. This is Lakerland. Peace, y'all. I gotta go get my hair done. Damn it. We out. Peace.
Peace.